Hey, how's it going? I'm looking at your submission here for this assignment. I like how these hands have been broken up on their landing. Really cool. I think that is 100% the right idea. Like the blue hand lands and bounces up a little bit sooner. I would just keep that going here till the end because they both land at the same time here at the end. So I would keep the blue one landing just a frame or two sooner than the red one, but that's 100% the right idea. And the same is true of the feet. Like the feet kind of get back in sync towards the end, but I like that the red is hitting sooner than the blue, and it's the opposite here, so that's all fantastic. I would encourage you to move into spline just because of the amount of time that we have remaining. It's not a ton. I think there's only 2 weeks left to bring this home, so a spline pass would be probably a good thing to start on, so I can at least get one notes pass on it when it's splined. Yeah, let's see. The torso shape feels better, like we talked about before. There's some good bounce. Maybe we could break up the shape between these two poses a little bit more. It still feels like the spine is maybe in the exact same pose here as it is here. And so we just want a little bit of something, a little bit of change in the spine shape. So maybe it's, if you want to keep it like this, that's fine, but maybe when you go up here, it's just slightly more of an arch, so we're animating, not just keeping it equal, you know what I mean? So I want to take a look at the spacing on the feet again. Cool. I think from here to here, maybe that spacing doesn't make as much sense, so I want it to be, because you're going from down here, this spacing feels bigger than that one, right? So maybe this one, if you're keeping it this big, so there's two ways to go. Two solutions to this. One is that this spacing is biased a little bit more towards the previous one, so that's smaller, so that when you go up here, it can be bigger. You know what I mean? And I would maybe even make it bigger still. And then here, you can even bias it up towards the top. So we got little spaces down here, and then big spacing through the air, and then little. So we want to go like little, bigger, big, little, something like that. I don't know how many frames you have. Hopefully all these spacing notes make sense. But if not, just let me know. I can help you out. If you have any time for office hours or whatever, we can talk it through. Yeah. Cool. Everything looks pretty solid. It feels like there's a little horizontal spacing issue here that I can feel when I watch it play. If I track, I'll just pick something kind of arbitrarily. Ooh, that's a terrible color. I'm going to switch to red. If I track this, I think we'll see that there's kind of like a jump in the horizontal spacing of it. Or, yeah. Let's take a look at that. Huh. It looks fine. I'm not seeing why it kind of feels like it has that hitch to me immediately. So, apologies. looks fine. It may like kind of flatten before it goes into this down. I think I'm feeling that. That's what I'm feeling. Is like maybe this pose needs to be pulled up just ever so slightly to keep this kind of, let me get a different color, a kind of a rounded feel, you know, so maybe it just needs to be pushed up ever so slightly, you know, just to kind of like round up this curve. Because I think of what I'm feeling is like this kind of edge right there when I watch it play from the side. I feel like a little hitch or something when I watch it in cam view because of there, but it's pretty minor. It's pretty nitpicky, it's pretty polishy, so never mind. Or, you know, just take a look at it, see if you can just pull up that one pose or something to make the spline and everything like a little bit nicer. But yeah, this is looking good, instepped. I think it's time to spline it. Keep an eye on the 2 weeks that we have left for submissions and stuff, but yeah, let's try to bring it home. You may need a little, some kind of rotation in the head at this end part because it stays kind of locked in this perfect angle. So maybe here on the first frame up, like if this is the angle the head's locked in, maybe here it like the top of it tips forward just a little bit. It doesn't have to be super extreme. And then here we start to like rotate back into the angle you have until here, like you're back in that angle. We don't want the head to feel like super floppy, but it feels kind of like locked in right now. A little bit much. But yeah, that's great work. Thanks for the submission, and I look forward to seeing you next week. All right.